If you prefer being alone, most people assume something is wrong. They think you're antisocial, distant, maybe even lonely. But what if that's completely wrong? What if your desire for solitude isn't a weakness, but a sign of rare psychological strength? Because the truth is, not everyone is comfortable being alone. In fact, many people avoid it at all costs. They fill their time with noise, distractions, and constant interaction, just to escape their own thoughts. But you're different. And psychology suggests that people who genuinely enjoy their own company often possess unique traits that most others don't. So if you prefer being alone, here are 5 rare traits you probably have. Number 1. You have a strong sense of self. Psychology shows that people who are comfortable being alone tend to have a clearer understanding of who they are. When you spend time by yourself, you're not constantly influenced by other people's opinions, expectations, or emotions. You have space to think, to reflect, to figure out what you actually believe. While others may struggle with identity changing themselves to fit in, you remain more grounded. For example, you're less likely to follow trends just because everyone else is doing it. You don't need constant validation to feel secure. And that's rare, because in a world that constantly pulls people outward, you've learned how to stay connected inward. Number 2. You are emotionally independent. Research indicates that people who enjoy solitude rely less on external approval for their happiness. You don't need constant attention, messages, or social interaction to feel okay. Your mood isn't controlled by whether someone texts you back, or whether people include you. That doesn't mean you don't value relationships. It just means your emotional stability doesn't depend on them. For example, you can spend a whole day alone and still feel peaceful, productive, even fulfilled. While others may feel anxious or empty without social stimulation, you feel recharged. That kind of emotional independence is powerful, because it means your happiness comes from within, not from the outside world. Number 3. You are deeply self-aware. Spending time alone gives you something most people avoid: silence. And in that silence, you learn to observe your thoughts, your patterns, your reactions. Psychology shows that self-reflection is one of the key drivers of personal growth. But it's uncomfortable, which is why many people avoid it. You don't. You sit with your thoughts. You question them. You understand them. For example, when something goes wrong, instead of blaming others immediately, you might ask yourself, why did this affect me so much? That level of awareness allows you to grow faster than most people, because you're not running from yourself. You're learning from yourself. Number 4. You have a rich inner world. People who enjoy solitude often have active, creative minds. Research suggests that solitude can enhance imagination, problem solving, and creativity. When you're alone, your mind isn't distracted by constant noise. It has space to wander, to explore ideas, to connect thoughts in new ways. That's why you might find yourself daydreaming, thinking deeply, or coming up with insights that others overlook. For example, while others need constant entertainment, you can sit quietly and still feel mentally engaged. Your thoughts keep you company, and that's something many people don't have. Because without external stimulation, they feel bored. But you don't, because your inner world is already full. Number 5. You value meaningful connections over superficial ones. Preferring to be alone doesn't mean you don't like people. It means you're selective. Psychology shows that people who enjoy solitude often prioritize depth over quantity in relationships. You don't want small talk that feels empty. You don't need a large circle just to feel accepted. You'd rather have a few genuine connections, people who understand you on a deeper level. For example, instead of constantly socializing, you might choose to spend time with one person you truly trust, or even choose solitude over draining interactions. And that's not isolation, that's self-respect, because you're not afraid to walk away from connections that don't feel real. So if you prefer being alone, it doesn't mean you're missing out. It might mean you've already found something many people are still searching for: clarity, peace, and a strong connection with yourself. In a world that often glorifies being constantly social, choosing solitude can feel like going against the norm. But sometimes, the strongest people are the ones who don't need the crowd. They're the ones who can sit in silence and still feel complete. So if you see yourself in this, don't question it. Don't try to force yourself to be someone you're not. Because your ability to be alone, comfortably, confidently, peacefully, isn't a weakness. It's a rare strength. And the more you understand it, the more you can use it to grow, create, and build a life that truly fits you. If this resonated with you, make sure to subscribe for more psychology insights that help you understand yourself on a deeper level. Because sometimes, the things you thought made you different are actually the things that make you powerful.